Alright guys, it looks like we're all ready and set for Quo and his run of the Minish cap, so let's give it away for Quo.
What's up guys, this is the Minish cap. First things first, very few Zelda games actually let you do stuff on the file screen, but if I press L and I move directions, you can actually move Link. It's a really cool addition. Now you might be wondering why we have sunglasses. I'll answer that before we start the timer, after we start the timer. And 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. Oh, I didn't start my splits, whatever. No, it's not starting. Unfortunate. Well, so you might be wondering, why is he wearing sunglasses? Well, our boy CJ put me on tech for this. And last night, I was just, chilling, my boy Crunchy Brown, playing some Fall Guys, and then I go check, and Dark Aries is like, oh shit, there are problems. So I fixed it till 3:30 in the morning, and then I woke up at 7:30, so my bags under my eyes are fantastically huge, so don't worry about it. Anyways, this is the Minish cap. Last I played this at a marathon was GDQ. Since then, there has been some pretty sick innovation, so we'll be able to show all those things off. Actually, can't hear the game myself. Excellent.
Before we get too far, I just wanted to mention that someone donated $25 for the file name to be Jeff.
We're restarting.
Yeah, I didn't mean to. Yeah, kind of.
All right, scrap the timer.
Quick. I'll let you handle it.
This also gives me a chance to start my own splits. I wonder who this could be. All right, once more. Are we ready on time? That's a yes. And 3, 2, 1, go. Excellent. I'm actually not starting my own timer this time. Mostly unfortunate. So Minish cap, last time I ran this was at GDQ last summer, just over a year ago. Myth with the raid, what is up guys? That is another Minish cap runner. So the sunglasses, why? Last night playing some Fall Guys with my boy Crunchy Brown, and then Aries is like, wait, things aren't working, and then I'm like, shit. So I had to fix things until 3:30 in the morning, and then this morning I woke up at 7:30 to make sure the stream was running, and by stream was running, I was running the stream. So that's why my bags are huge and I have sunglasses, so don't worry about that. Triple, yeah, sort of. I do everything. You might think this is SpeedDocsAThon. This is my marathon. But only for like the next 2 hours. I think I'm under the impression that they'll let me do what I want, so I'm running with that. Anyways, this is the Minish cap. It is a Game Boy Advance game from 2004. It's pretty cool. It's one of the worst selling Zelda games, but which is unfortunate because it's actually pretty good. Critically, it was pretty high up there. So that being said, mashing text is also pretty easy in this game, so I hold B to make the text scroll fast, and then pretty much any other input other than start and L advanced text. So I'm just going to spin the stick because I'm playing with a Pro controller for the Wii U. And that's really effective mashing without like ruining your hands. But this game ruins your hands in other ways, so it's all good. I'm busy, Aries, I'm sorry. Alright, so if you notice, there are 2 pots in the top left. Whatever they drop is random, and now I do need a certain amount of rupees for this run. So I'm really hoping that if I'm the luckiest man in the world, there will be a blue rupee that pops out of this one. Amazing. So there's actually an RNG manipulation at the beginning of the run. There is going to be a few more throughout the run, but for the most part, there's only like half a dozen or something. We wish we could manipulate more stuff, but unfortunately we can't. But the stuff we do manipulate is pretty cool. Alright, so here's some speed tech. Whenever Link talks to someone most of the time, he like shuffles to a position. We're going to try to move in that exact position to save the most amount of frames possible. And you'll see that like basically throughout the run. It's extremely insignificant, but I still try to do it whenever I can. Thank you, Crunchy. Alright, so Zelda has 3 choices here, and she chooses the best choice, which is obviously the shield. The shield looks really cute, which is why she chooses it. You could have love or wealth or a really cute shield. I know what I would choose. Alright, now one benefit of these sunglasses is they give me extra swag points. So here I'm just gonna do like a swag like shield thing. I'm just gonna like reflect it from the side. You know, casual stuff. It's like a pretty pixel precise lineup, but you know what? We're pretty good at this game. Nothing stops us. So this is the mayor. Fun fact, on the Japanese version, maybe in other versions too, we're not actually sure, if you roll into the mayor's cutscene frame perfectly, it's going to soft lock the game. So normally I just YOLO it, but I don't want to restart a second time. So here we get introduced to the main villain. This is Vadi, and this is actually the only part of the game that you're going to see his walking animation. Every other time he's going to teleport, so keep an eye out for that. You can also just like slap 2 guards at the same time. Imagine soft locking on Marathon. It's okay, we're not on Dark Hyrule Castle yet. Alright, now luckily we have a cute little shield that's going to help us. Not quite yet. So spoiler alert, Vadi's actually a bad guy and he wants to unleash all the evil that's in this chest because he thinks that the life force is in this chest, the light force rather. It's actually Zelda who's glowing light right now. Our cute little shield is helping us here, while the king gets blown away, we don't. We're doing great. I wish I was running a time. Wait a sec, I have access to the dashboard. I can see my timer. Holy shit, I'm actually the smartest person in the world right now. Alright, this maid can block us sometimes, but she didn't, so we're good. So one last pretty long cutscene, and then we'll be on our way. Since Link is a child, he is pretty much free labor, so the king sends him off to do the whole quest to like kill Vadi and stuff. The guards are just gonna chill around, so we're fine. Alright, now one thing I would like you guys to pay attention to is the shape of the carpets. This next carpet coming up actually surrounds the entirety of this middle column, which is really cool in my opinion. Now the reason we go left here instead of right is because theoretically it saves 1 frame. I'm also going to point out when things save like literally 1 frame because it's extremely obnoxious and doesn't actually affect anything, but I think it's cool. Alright, now this might not look like much, but there is some pretty neat movement here. So basically we're going to roll for the most of the time. And in the middle of the rolls, or rather between the 2 rolls, assuming you're rolling frame perfectly, which I'm not because I suck at this game, there's 1, 2, like up to 3 frames or something that you can move Link. So sometimes I'll be going diagonally, sometimes I'll just be going straight. It really depends. Also, your roll gives you invincibility at the start of the roll, which is sort of strange coming from the last game with rolls, which was Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, which the roll invincibility is actually at the end. So there you go, your Zelda fun fact for the day. We'll have a few more before the end of the run, don't worry. Alright, so you might be wondering why this game is called the Minish cap. Well, there's a cap that we're going to wear on our head, and the cap is actually a Minish. This is the cap. That's it, that's the story. Will I be showing off Armos clip? I fucking hope so. It's the only thing I practiced today. To be fair, I only practiced for like 8 minutes. It's one band Grace. Oh yeah, mechanics. The cap links lets you shrink, and this actually is one of the main mechanics in the game, and it provides a lot of different like overworld stuff, I guess. So now everything's obviously bigger since you're small, and it also provides some puzzle solving things. Some dungeons, there are 6 of them, some will be done exclusively as Minish, but some will be done as regular Link, and you'll be Minish inside the dungeons. Damn. Alright, well. Next time. Okay, so we got a little bit more of moving around. So basically, for story purposes, we're just gonna do like the smallest fetch quest ever. Grace, don't let me stop this run to time you out, because I will do it. Jesus Christ. The cap's called Ezla. Thank you, Crunchy Brown. Someone knows their Zelda lore. So we got the Jabbernut, and that lets us understand the language of the Minish. The Minish are the really small people, sort of like Link is right now, except Link isn't normally small. I guess like a different dialect or something. In the European version, actually, all the text is basically backwards, so you can still read it, if you just read it from right to left instead of left to right, which is a pretty neat addition. They actually changed it in the North American version, which came out a bit later. Alright, so we're in the first dungeon. This is Deepwood Shrines, and this is basically the introduction dungeon for the game. It goes over a bunch of mechanics that like pushing switches and like pushing statues and like stuff like that. So it's not too complex. Every time there's an Ezla trigger, so Ezla's going to stop me to talk to me. I want to walk into that. I don't want to roll, because that saves a bit of time. Rolling just stalls you for a tiny bit. Now, the closest thing to a mechanic in this dungeon is this giant barrel, which appears exactly once in the game. Oops. So after we unlock it from the vines, we're going to be able to roll it, and we're going to see the barrel like literally 3 times. It's somewhat irrelevant, but it's pretty cool because it's a barrel and we're really small. I just need to roll through this guy. Excellent. So we're going to roll the barrel, and then Ezla's going to tell us that we can roll the barrel. That guy always gets in the way. Not always, but like, usually always.
So, would you like an update to know why your file name got changed to Jeff there at the last minute quote?
Do I want to know? Probably not, but you can go ahead and tell me anyways.
I'll go ahead and tell you anyways. So, Tamar donated $20 and tried to snipe it by making it his name with saying, "Your game is now mine." But
Damn.
then a good friend of both of ours, Levon, came in with a big $25 and changed it to Jeff.
Damn.
So, just thought I'd inform everybody about that.
Man, poor Tamar. What's his hard-earned money? Levon, though, coming in clutch. Alright, so these mushrooms I want to pull for the least amount of time. So basically you memorize the amount of like sweat drops that comes from Link's head, and that's the amount of time you want to pull for. I'll be doing that for like pretty much every mushroom, even though there's not too many left in the game, but there you go. That's a bit more lore for you guys. Not lore, mechanics. Fast mechanics. Just memorize things and it'll be fine. This time I'm going to pin against the statue, which is good, and if I can pin this guy against the wall, excellent. This guy's not going to cooperate. I use the floor, interesting. I used the floor for the mushroom on Mount Krenel, but I use sweat drops in this dungeon. Alright, now if I do some pretty neat movement here, I can just roll past this guy without getting hit. This like white, creamy stuff on the ground slows me down a lot, so actually avoiding enemies is a bit harder, but since I'm a god gamer, that is not an issue for me. Heck! I mistimed that. Heck, what the heck? If you're good, you can do this in 2 cycles. I'm not very good. As I mentioned, I'm not very much of a god gamer. It's okay though, he has 1 hit left. I hate this game. Alright, so we get the Gust Jar. No sub 14. Ouch. This run is already on life support. Alright, now the Gust Jar usually has a poof of wind at the end, but look at this. By using my giant brain, I can cancel the poof of wind. Alright, now look at this. By using my cosmic brain, I cancel the poof of wind a second time. That is the speed strats, and that actually saves like 2 seconds. Now I do need to watch my... I think there's a backup heart coming up. I'll just get it for now, just in case. Because I can only take 2 more hits. This pot always drops a heart. It's been a hot minute since I've grabbed that heart. Oops. Suggest a pull. Heck. There we go. Alright, so luckily, lily pad movement will only seem like one more time in this game, I think. Maybe twice. But yeah, pretty much sucks. And that's not a pun, it's actually awful. Oh man, Pyken's watching. Alright, so we're pretty much at the first boss. The first boss is a regular Choo-Choo, but since we're super small, it's a big Choo-Choo. His name is aptly named Big Choo-Choo, for the fact that he is both big and a Choo-Choo. Alright, so the strat here, we're going to use the Gust Jar on his base. And when his base gets too small, he's going to start swaying. And we're going to actually want to go on the side that he sways first, because he sways 1 less time if you go on the side he sways first, as opposed to the other side. He always falls left or right. So that's easy. Alright, so one really dumb mechanic in this game is that bosses can't hurt, or enemies rather, can't hurt you if you're hurting them. So you'll see me just stand under Chew and slash my sword, and even though he clearly lands on me, since my sword hitbox hits him first, he's not going to damage me. So it makes this fight sort of like really easy, but it is what it is. Oops. Alright, he's a bit too close to the middle, but that's okay. And this is our first element. There are 4 elements in this game. So we have 1 of 4. We need to get 4 to get to the final dungeon, and then we'll save Zelda. So we're like a quarter of the way done, guys. Holy shit. It's gonna be done in no time. Alright, so this guy finally lets us pass because we got the element, which was just chilling there. Also on his back wall, he has a poster with all 4 of the elements, so we'll be seeing those soon. Okay, so we just got bombs, and bombs are pretty cool because they can blow up. They can also blow up things, which is what we're going to be mostly using them for. And they also do a ton of damage. Most of the time, though, you actually do more damage from throwing a bomb at something than you do from the bomb exploding on something, which is a neat touch. Wait, that might be wrong. I might be remembering wrong. Bombs do a lot of damage anyways, so sometimes we will be throwing them at things because damage. And there's also some other mechanics that I'll explain later. You just saw me open a wind crest. We will be using that like an hour from now, maybe a little less. Alright, so one of the main like side quests of this game is Kinstone Fusions. So Kinstone Fusions basically, there's 100 fusions that you can do. And you get things out of them. You get heart pieces, you get rupees, you get something. We're just going to save and quit here because that makes the hurdy-gurdy man disappear. Because normally we can't walk away from him because the children are bullying us. Alright, the biggest speed trials right here. We're going to charge our sword while we're walking in order to save time when we leave. Ah! I thought the postman wasn't going to be there. Instead, I am the fool. Okay, so before we do anything else, we need a bottle. Nice. And this guy sells us a bottle for 20 rupees. Oh, I forgot guard skip. No, CJ specifically asked me to do that. That's okay, I don't think he's here. You won't notice. If CJ comes in and asks, I did guard skip. Alright, so bottled water lets us grow beans. We also need some green water, which you can see right to the left here. And we will need that water to grow special beans. If I kill this guy, fuck, I missed. Okay, well, that guy's gonna be alive later, but that's okay. Loses like all of a half a second. Cool. So whenever we enter a Minish portal, the first time we enter a new Minish portal, so in this case the rock, we get a cutscene. We'll see one more cutscene like this, but the rest we'll be skipping. So don't worry too much about that. We've got to get the fast sunglasses. They make me faster. It lets me flex on everyone who's slower than me. Alright, so the sword can pick up stuff for you, which is really cool. But more importantly, the sword also can go through walls, which is even better, because now we can pick up this 20 rupees. We're going to throw the bomb close enough to the door so that it'll hit the door, but not us. Oops. So to save a pause, I have the green water on my B button here. If I accidentally press the B button at any time before I actually need it, I need to go back and get water, which is unfortunate. Well, yeah, hot spring water on B, where else would it be? B for bottle, exactly. B for bottle, B for sword. Ocarina and Boots is sort of like whichever one I get to first. Alright, so this is the green bean that we need to sparkle the green water on. Excellent. Those enemies can actually just block you there, and it gets really obnoxious. But we're out of it, so we're good. Someone ban Myth. Plus, when do you ever have a bottle and a sword equipped at the same time? Other than at one point when you get a fairy. By the way, we're going to get a fairy because we're not very good at the game. Oops, that was way too long. Lost time. Terrible run. Absolutely tragic. Alright, speed strat here. We don't need to go in this tornado. We can just glide right beside it. Heck. Big heck. Ah. Unfortunate. Alright, so we got a grip ring, and what the grip ring does is that it lets us climb climbable walls. Not all walls, just the ones that are climbable. And that lets us use it exactly one time in this run, which is on Mount Krenel. There are other places that you can use it in the game, but we skip them. It's really unfortunate. Soon we'll be able to skip the grip ring altogether. These boulders do half a heart of damage, and they're also random, so I'm hoping that I don't get hit, but I'm not particularly planning on dodging any of them if they are tumbling towards me. Looks like we're getting lucky, though. Alright, now if I'm the luckiest man in the world, nothing of this hits me. Amazing. So good at this game. Alright, so for the next like 2 minutes, there's like 6 rock pushing puzzles because they just decided to shove them all at the same part of the game. So Penguin, if you have any donations or any other thing you want to talk about, now is a fantastic time.
Oh, I've got something I want to talk about.
Oh, go for it.
So, I just wanted to let everybody know that the next incentive for Breath of the Wild has been met with $125. So the boss rush will be happening for that game. So big thanks to everybody who donated for that. And another quick reminder that after Breath of the Wild, we have Ocarina of Time coming up, and that also has a bid war going on for it. So I want to get everybody starting to think about file names for that as well.
It's a cool time. I hope you guys are loving the Zelda block. But more importantly, I hope you guys are loving the rock pushing puzzles. Because there's 3 more. Wait, what's wrong with Martin? Oh, did I not say his thing about this, the teardrops? Heck. Alright, so if I time it well, I can kill this guy in midair. Oh, he actually moved back. That would have been perfect, though. You can, like, suck this guy, but then the Gustar gets deactivated as you're jumping over the pit, and then you kill that enemy in midair. It's really cool. He moved, so it's unfortunate. Heck. Oh god, strength puzzles were the greatest. Especially with, like, the slow-ass animations from Gen 1, that was the best. At least it's not as bad. And it's not like you get, like, random encounters here. I tried, Myth, I tried. Name me one other thing to get in this run that's not a manipulation, and I will do it for you. You have my word. Unless it's, like, really dumb, like Georg without cape. No, I'm not doing that. No, that is a manipulation. Oh, heck, the phone. Excellent. Fuck. Fuck. I'll fix that. Okay, so we're in the second dungeon. This is Cave of Flames. It's in a volcano, so it's pretty hot.
Is that why we're wearing the sunglasses?
Yeah, just in case, you know, the heat. Don't want to get the heat in our eyes. Awesome, I got another roll lift. I didn't explain what roll lifts are. I'm not going to start now. Ah, heck. Exactly. Alright, so we're getting a green rupee here. That's actually really important for later. I'll explain why later, though. But we need exactly, or at least rather, 1 green rupee in this run. So we need 11 later. And not less than 11. There we go. So in this in this pot is a guaranteed bomb drop, which I need. And these guys blow up automatically if you hit them against a wall. Ah! Ooh, another bomb drop. That's actually nice. Normally we do end up a bit... Ooh, I missed him. A bit short on bombs. Okay, not great, but it is what it is. Come on, bud. No, what? No, I'm not trying to soft lock in a marathon run. Also, I don't do it anyways. But tell you what, I will go for a strat that literally only me and the task does, because no one listens to me when I speak in Discord, which is really unfortunate. It saves a bit of time, but more importantly, it looks cool. And that's really what we're going for here. So for all intents and purposes, this is a task-only strat where we roll through the fire. Excellent. We can also roll on these platforms. Alright, so this is where fun stuff starts happening, so I need this guy, because I need this chest. Excellent. Wasn't that fun? Heck. It's not cheating. Don't worry about it. Okay, so this is where the cool stuff happens, and this was discovered like maybe a little less than a year ago. No, a little more than a year ago. So if I go into this hole and roll out at a diagonal, I can grab this pillar while keeping that diagonal angle and bring it through the wall. Why, we're not too sure, but then I can push it through the wall and then pull it back. What pushing it through the wall does is that there is a screen transition there because it's a door, and that door leads to the next room. But since I pushed the pillar through the door, that killed the screen transition. So now I can just go here and go out of bounds. And now we're right here. And we stole a small key that we shouldn't have, so we're going to skip a small key later. And we saved time. It's great. It's a really cool trick. It's called diagonal angle retention. And we'll be seeing it a few more times this round, but not too many. Oops. Ah, heck. Alright, so this is the Cane of Pachi. It flips things. Yeah, it's not the most useful item. We'll use it a few times here and there when it's needed, but other than that, it's a little of an unstellar item. Maybe, no, marathon strats. I should have rolled there. Damn. Actually, the alternative is I do call it baby strats, and I admit that all my baby strats, or all my strats that I do are baby strats, but then I admit that my time is still 5 minutes faster than Myth's. So I'm waiting to see his reply there. Alright, so with the Gust Jar, frick, I can get this guy in my Gust Jar, and I can put him right in the wall, and we'll be using him later. With the other ones, I just want them out of the way, so we'll grab this guy. Oh, excellent. And then we'll do another diagonal angle retention, so we'll just jump out of this one at a diagonal, and pull this pillar 6 times. And then push it a few times until it's up against the wall. And then I want to clip it into the wall. So I'll just keep my angle with the sword, and then using another diagonal angle retention, I'm going to clip into the wall, use that roll a bit to damage boost out, and now I'm on a second layer, so I can just walk above the rest of the dungeon and land perfectly into this pot to get a fairy. We did all this for a fairy, guys. Conveniently, though, this fairy is right beside the boss, so we can do the boss at the same time. Myth, you don't roll through the fire, so that is incredibly incorrect. Talk to me when you start rolling through the fire. Because that is the coolest strat in the entire run. If you guys only had like 40 minutes to watch the run, you can leave now because nothing cool happens for the rest of it. I should probably start watching my health. I am 26 after all, but also my hearts are pretty low, so I need to keep an eye on that. No. Okay, we're good. This is Glee Rock, by the way. There's absolutely nothing significant about this room or this boss. Heck. Oh, we do still have Discount Bongo, that's true. Fun fact, if I was on low health and I was poking the wall like this, you would only hear the poking of the wall, you wouldn't hear the low health sound. Because this game can't handle that much audio at once. It's too powerful. Heck. There we go. Is Gordon? Is that his official name? Alright, and we have the second element. That means we're halfway done. We're flying through this game. Alright, so while we were having fun with, apparently his name's Gordon, we were getting our sword fused by the blacksmith of the... Well, Merlari's the blacksmith of Merlari's mines, I guess. So, our sword's fixed. The sword can also turn small, look at how big it is. And now look at how small it is. Isn't it cute? It has the same powers as our hat. They're all called Gordon. Tech speed is on fast. I just suck at mashing. Alright, so we don't have any way of fast traveling right now, so we just need to hike it all the way back to Hyrule Castle. Before that, though, we'll activate our second and last Wind Crest, so we will be using this one a bit later. But not for another 20 or so minutes. A little more than 20, but soon enough. But not important enough to remember. Oops. Oops. Don't worry about that. Okay, so this is the Sanctuary. This is where you deposit the elements, so you can fuse the Force Sword back into the Force Sword. Because right now it's not the Force Sword, it's the White Sword. But it will be the Force Sword soon. So we'll drop our 2 elements here, and be on our way. This also introduces the other major mechanic of the game, which is splitting, so you can make a clone of yourself. Your clones can't do much, but they still are used for like puzzles and stuff, so we'll see them used a bunch here. Or here and other places. Alright, clones can push buttons, which does things, like open doors. It's pretty useful. Clones defy the laws of nature. Yeah, they can walk over air, they can walk through walls sometimes. Sometimes they can like be on a button even though they're not really on a button. They're really cool. Alright, so we see Vaati again, and as I mentioned before, Vaati's never going to walk again, he's just going to teleport everywhere. Or like, super speed dash. I also forgot how to do the fast strat for this fight, so I do like the most casual strat ever, which is just walking down and slashing up a few times. Which even though it is pretty fast, that's actually considered the slow strat. This is some backstory and lore. I sort of forget what happens here, so for all intents and purposes, it is not important. Erica, I can ban you. Keep that in mind. There shall be no baby sharking in this chat. I almost went the wrong way, wow. Okay, so now that we can split, we can use our splitting powers to get around things. Yeah, this is where Tony Hawk gets his hat. This is also where the TF2 comes from, with all the hats and stuff. Crunchy. Don't enable her. It's not worth it. Yeah, where's PK? PK's probably asleep, but he loves it, this cutscene. He really likes the sound that the king makes right there. Alright, so now to prove we're going to smash her, we're going to have to read this sign. Excellent. Also, if you pay attention that the cloud shadows on the ground, you'll see that here they just like completely break. And they sort of follow you when they're not really supposed to. It's the only part of the game that happens, but it's really, it's interesting. I find it interesting. Stay hydrated, guys. I need to finish Hyrule Warriors. Wait, no, I did finish Hyrule Warriors. I need to finish Fire Emblem Warriors. At one point, I owned 3 copies of that game. Yo, gotta have the gamer gloves. How do you think I go this fast? It's not the shades. The shades are just like a mask. They make you think it's the shades. It's not. Oops. Alright, so small side quest coming up. We're going to go fetch a mushroom from the shop. Oops, alright, well. Yeah, so I had 3 copies of Fire Emblem Warriors because I asked Fire Emblem Warriors for Christmas. I also asked... There was another game I asked that year. I forget what it was. So my mom bought me Fire Emblem Warriors, and then a couple of days later, she bought Fire Emblem Warriors again because she forgot she bought it for me the first time. But after Christmas, it was too late to return it because it's like a 30-day return policy or something, and she bought it in like October or something like that. So I had 2 copies, and then I donated to a marathon once, and there were prizes for that marathon, and I won another copy. By the way, speaking of donations, you should donate because there's a lot of cool stuff coming up. Seamless segue, Pengu, do you have anything to talk about?
I've got a few donations. If
Go
you'd like
for
to
it.
read those.
Yeah, we're just rolling
I've
around right now.
got an anonymous $8 donation that says, "When is Warble Hop?" I don't know if that's a skip in this game or something, but
We'll see it soon.
We're gonna go with that. Then I've got a $10 donation from Kitten Monster, and that's $10 with no comment, but we appreciate it anyway. So with that, I'm gonna throw it back to you, Bo.
Excellent. Yeah, we're still just rolling around. We're still trying to get this mushroom. If anyone has any questions about the Minish cap, now's a really good time. And just for clarification's sake, most people say Wirbelhop, but since it is a German word, you need to say it with a German accent. This is a Wirbelhop instead of Wirbelhop. Very important distinction. You can't actually run the game until you can say it properly. It's a rule. Alright, here's the mushroom that we needed, and as I mentioned before, we needed at least 11 rupees for a manipulation later, and we have 12. So there you go. It was all planned. Oops. Alright, Julie, can you give me a better German accent while saying Wirbelhop? Oops. I'm being distracted. I'm being called out. I'm not sure if this is a good time or not. Back in my day, before skips happened, sub 50 was good, but then we found like 3 minutes of skips. So maybe it's not that good anyways. Stories aside, now we have the Pegasus Boost. The Pegasus Boost makes us run pretty fast, and by pretty fast, I mean really fast. They take a second to charge up though, so sometimes it's still better to roll. It's behind your PB, really? My end game is good, my beginning early game is not good. So we're in Castor Wilds, and Castor Wilds is sort of the intermediate section between, or before the next dungeon, rather. So we're going to do a couple of quests. So first of all, we need to get 3 golden kinstone pieces. We spoke about kinstones a bit earlier, and here we'll see actual fusions. So with this guy, we can sort of cheese him by running against the wall. And we can do it again. Excellent. That was frame perfect. Saving frames. Alright, so this is the, I think it's the last lily pad section. One really weird mechanic about lily pads is if you use the gust jar perpendicularly, you actually get a speed boost. So you'll see me just boosting to the right there, sort of thing. Oh Jesus, these guys do half a heart of damage each. So I'm trying to not get bullied too much. Alright, so we need a few more kinstones that are not gold in color. I'll actually do this manipulation twice because I'm incredibly bad at manipulations and I don't want to sit down and grind out learning them, so we're just going to do a slower one twice. Don't get hit by the P-hat? Who gets hit by a P-hat? Not I. Unless it's intentional. Excellent. So we actually only needed that second kingstone twice. The first one we just get an extra because it's easier to learn one manipulation than two. Oops. There we go. Nice. 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 Excellent. All planned. Gotta play on the fastest version. It's not my fault you college kids are poor. Oops. Alright, so this is what Kinstone wow, fusions look like. If you notice in the background, by the way, Eslo is down because I'm low on health. That's a really a neat addition. So later I'm also going to be low on health, so don't worry about it. He'll always be down when we're fusing Kinstones. Alright, so these three mysterious statues open the path for us, and we're going to keep going. So I'm a bit low on health, so I will be a bit more conservative in this area, because there are a decent amount of enemies, nice. And I'm trying not to die. Heck. I'll check what that is later. If I get the right Kinstone piece, I can actually skip a manipulation later, which is pretty nice. It's a manipulation that like goes hand in hand with a different trick that's a bit tough. So it does give me a bit of a buffer if I do end up missing it. Alright, so if you roll into these statues, you actually cancel your roll. So right here I'm going to use that exactly and cancel my roll against that statue. It is fast. Oh, I was talking about Armos clip. Ah. There you go. Alright, and we're in the third dungeon. Okay, so this is Fortress of Winds. This is one of the less linear dungeons in the game, so it's pretty tough casually, but as far as speedrunning goes, well, we know the route, obviously. And also, this is the first dungeon that's, like, pretty broken. More broken than, oops, no, we're not doing that strat. Oops, oh my god, I'm on health. More broken than, Fortress of, no, Cave of Flames, there you go. So by being extremely smart, we can actually push this button even though we don't have 2 links on the buttons, which works out pretty nice. Alright, that guy takes exactly 1 sword slash just to get out of the way. That's pretty convenient, because we need the small key. It's the only key we're getting in this dungeon. But this key we're actually going to use in the intended place, so there you go. It's not like Cave of Flames. I'm also going to get some health here. Fun fact, if you pause before you throw a skull, it bounces. Probably should have explained that before I threw the skull, but you know what? Live and learn. Alright, so one more Dark Knight fight, and again we're going to cheese him, and since he gave me good RNG, I can actually save a boss later. And there you go. Easy as that. Those are actually supposed to be like the hardest enemies, like non-boss enemies in this game. But since we're so good, we don't even worry about it. Excellent. So at the moment, we're going to backtrack to a room we were before, because we need a red kinstone, which is pretty nice. And this is pretty much on the way to our next destination, so we're just going to grab it quick things. Alright, now if I'm an absolute legend, then this guy's going to move exactly how I want it to move. And then I can do that manipulation I was talking about by activating him, and then killing him. And I get the kinstone I need. Excellent! Easy as that. So that extra kinstone I got, I guess, wasn't useful. Now if this I can do first try, that'll be even better. Okay, we're just going to pause forever. Alright, so that was Armo's clip, and then that was the Fortress of Winds boss key skip. I wish I could explain it longer, but that manipulation actually requires a lot of brain power, and I don't have much of that to spare right now. And then the boss key skip is pretty cool. We use a trick that we will not see any other time in the run, but that was portal items. So this is Discount Bongo. You see this boss in every single Zelda game. Nintendo games too. Oops. Oh, release Quo's Mortal Soul. Let me get my credit card out. Alright, so the thing with Mazal, which is the boss of this dungeon, is so he has a pillar that has an eye on it, and that eye is what we can damage him. It's never in the same place twice, so now I know it's not in the back and center. But it can be in any of the other 5 places. Also, as I mentioned before with Chu, if you're damaging a boss, he can't hit you, so even though that hand definitely was trying to squish me there, I didn't get hit because I was damaging the other hand. Of course. Alright, now hopefully I can get this strat. Heck. Excellent, that's called double fisting. Don't worry about it. Oh my god, that was terrible mashing. That was the end of the boss though. 3 phases, as with every other boss in every single Zelda game ever made. We're actually going to skip this heart container because I'll be doing a death abuse later to open a door. So we're going to skip this heart because I don't want to spend 6 hours... Oh, that was sub 1 awkward. What the hell? Is that good? No, that's not good anymore. I was thinking of something else. I'm like 3 minutes behind, probably. I was confused. I thought this was like 2017 or something. Oh my god. Hey. There we go. Okay. So we get Zephyr, who's the bird, and he's going to carry us to the Windcrest we've opened before. Oops, nice. We're going to go talk to Tingle, because Tingle makes an appearance in this video game, because he has to. As contractually obligated by Jeff Bowser. So that random Kinstone drop actually wasn't the right one, so it's a good thing that I did get Armos Clip. I'm still behind, don't worry. I'm going to finish Underestimate, and that's the important bit. And then I need to talk to Tingle, there you go. And we're going to get out of here. Back. Alright, so we are going to fuse a Kinstone with the red Kinstone that we got in Fortress of Winds. And that's going to be really important for later. It's going to skip a big chunk of the game. But don't worry about it for the next 20 minutes? Something like that. Where am I going? Where am I going? Holy crap. Don't worry about it. Alright, so Tingle has 2 brothers and not a cousin, but someone else, I guess. He's like a fan or something. And we need to fuse Kingstones with all 4 of them, because fusing Kingstones is fast. Okay, one last one. This is the most, like, downtime we're gonna have in the entire game. Actually, now's the time for donations if we have a few.
Well, you know, I'm gonna take the time to talk about St. Jude. How was that quote?
That sounds perfect to me.
So, do you guys know that the second leading cause of death for children between the ages of 0 and 14 in the United States is childhood cancer? Well, thanks to the research done by people at St. Jude, children can receive the best treatments possible, available at no cost to them or their families, and that is what this marathon is all about, and we're trying to raise money for it.
There you go, get those donations in. Save the children, they need you. Alright, so the reason that we are fusing Kinstones is to open the doors to these trees. And what that's going to let... Oh my god. What that is going to let us do... English is not my first language. What that's going to let us do is get the magical boomerang, if I can get to the right place. And getting the magical boomerang is required because it's fast. The alternative is getting the flippers, which takes like 10 minutes, so we don't want to do that. We'd rather fuse Kinstones for 5 minutes. Crunchy's got it. Français, c'est ma langue maternelle. Heck. Okay. Not opening chests here. What is this, rando? Alright, so with the boomerang, we can skip the flippers. We need the flippers exactly twice. The first one we can skip with an ocarina glitch. Now, what is an ocarina glitch? You are about to find out. But first, we need to stand here for a sec. Alright, good stuff. And there's a pretty specific setup here, and it's 2 frame perfect tricks twice in a row. And if I miss either of them, then I need to reset. So let's not miss them. There's a pretty good setup with it. Excellent. So this way we can open a door without going into the door, which is really important, because then we can ocarina glitch off of it. There you go. And now what this does, the short version is we can't drown anymore, so... We can't drown anymore. He says before he drowns. So we're just going to run all the way to the temple. To the dungeon, rather. I'm not going to participate in the rando tourney. My brain is not big enough to do rando. And we're in the dungeon without using the flippers. Alright, so you might be wondering, what is this ocarina glitch all about? What does it do? We're actually going to see it a lot, especially in this dungeon and the last dungeon. Basically what it does is, on the first screen you're on, it freezes everything. That's not super relevant. But it also lets you freeze Link's lair, so he's not going to be able to go down a layer as easily. And just to simplify it, layers are basically... like, if I go upstairs, for example, that would be changing a layer. If I go downstairs, that would also be changing a layer. Since we can't lower layers, I can actually climb these stairs, and now I'm on the second layer. So now I can just go out of bounds and do all this stuff, and it's pretty fun. So now there's an ice block pushing puzzle. Ice physics in this game suck absolute ass. So I'm gonna try to spend the least amount of time here as possible because I don't enjoy it that much. Thankfully you can run on ice and not have any traction whatsoever, or any slipping whatsoever, rather. Oops. And we're gonna get out of here. Alright, so now we're going to get the first ice block puzzle that we needed, because we will be using this key later to go fight the mini-boss. But that's not for a few minutes. But this is still the fastest key to get. And we're going to do one more ocarina glitch. And now we're going to do something called boss door clipping. Now, we used to actually skip the boss key that we just got. But with that boss key, we can go up to this boss door, and with the magical boomerang that we just got, we can go out of bounds with it. And going out of bounds lets us do a specific setup, and get it, and get it. Oh, I actually got it that time. I'm done. Alright, there you go. I got it again. And it lets us clip onto this wall and deactivate the ocarina glitch with the white loading zone, and then we are much of the way through to the dungeon. There you go. We can also use the boomerang here to stun enemies, which makes this fight significantly less obnoxious than it used to be. This guy doesn't want to run away from me, though. Jesus Christ. So many kinstone pieces. Alright, so that actually skips the first, like, half of the dungeon, and that's the second part where we would have needed the flippers, but we're going to skip them because, well, we're already here. And there you go. So there's 2 levers in this dungeon to unfreeze the element. Now, we actually don't know that we need to unfreeze the element because Ezreal hasn't told us so yet. But we'll get there. Alright, so one last Ocarina glitch for this dungeon. Excellent. Now this is a bit slower, but I'm actually going to exit this screen going down. For a good reason, because it looks cool. Now why does it look cool, you say? Alright, so for the Observant, when we go onto the next screen, this is supposed to be a completely black screen. Instead, Link is just in a black bubble. That's pretty cool. I like that glitch, but it's a bit slower. And we're at the second lever, so this is actually going to unfreeze the element for us, which is great. But we actually don't have the item that we need to beat the boss, so we're still going to spend a bit of time in this dungeon. Alright, so here Ezreal tells us that we unfroze the element, and we're doing great, and we need to go get the element. Well, it's not particularly relevant, but it is important for later. Dude, okay, never mind. And in this Ezreal cutscene, Ezreal tells us that the element is frozen, and we need to find a way to unfreeze the element. It's a good time. Alright, now as I mentioned before, you actually don't slip if you use boots on ice, so we can just cheese this entire puzzle by just running over it. Toads did not come up with Ball Adventure. Ball Adventure was a trick for like ever. Oops, not this. Okay, I'll do that later. I just want to see where I'm at right now, but I need to open my slits for that. All Adventure is cool, it's just hasn't been used in years. Alright, so same thing, I'm gonna let Chu fall on me, because my sword's gonna hit him before he can hit me, and that means we're not taking damage, because it's a well-programmed game. Dude, I wish. Horror does nothing in this game. But I can put Bottle on B really easily. Wait, is it called Boss Door Adventure? That's news to me. Toad's a good guy, though. He found most of the useful stuff in this game. Between him, MB Rules, and Pika, not to be confused with PK, they found pretty much everything in this game. Cool guys. Okay, so we're going to go to the boss, Big Octo, and I actually forgot to open something. Excellent, it's open. So this is Big Octo. He shoots bolters at you, and you reflect bolters back to him to damage him, and we'll also be using the lantern soon. Hopefully this fight goes pretty well. What am I doing? That's not the shield. Okay, I screwed everything up, so you know what? I put the lantern over the wrong item. Whoops. Alright, that means that Octo is not going to be manipulatable, so we were trying to RNG manip him. Instead, his first and second patterns are consistent, his third pattern is where things get random. So, hopefully, things don't go too bad. Again, my excuse is I had 4 hours of sleep last night, and you can blaze CJ and it's all good for that one. Spicy Quominute. Yeah, no rules here. We're gonna get a 0 ink. This was actually all planned. Damn it. Okay, so if he does this attack, first of all, it does a heart of damage, which is sort of scary because I only have 3 hearts right now. And second of all, he does this ink phase, and that loses like 30 seconds. I can now close this tab because we're not using it anymore. So we have some interactive gameplay right here. Heck, okay, we're gonna get 2 inks. And here I actually need to watch myself because if 2 rocks hit me, then I will die. I'm just gonna worry about that a bit. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed one bit. It's okay, this gives us a second chance to try the thing that I failed to do before, and that is not using the boots. Alright, this time we're going to equip the lantern over the boots so that we don't accidentally run again. I also closed that tab, damn it. Need to open it again quick. Boom, boom, boom. That is no rolls. Excellent. We don't do anything. He's going to charge once, and then he's going to shoot 3 boulders. This is Octominute. Pretty much everything from that earlier save and quit was calculated for me to get 0 inks. Basically. Oh no. I still don't know that movement, but whatever. So that's Octominute. I'm glad that I accidentally reset to show you guys that. It was 5 rolls, but I don't want to do 5 rolls because I can't match that fast. But this is the water element. We are most of the way through the game now. Probably Funyuns, yeah. My DMs are open. Okay, so we're going back to the sanctuary since we did get a new element. There are no guards in this garden. I'm not too sure what they do, but I've never bothered finding out. Graveyard? Dude, I can't wait. I'm scared of ghosts, though. Okay, so the joke there is, so the stream started, and we played St. Jude's ad for two reasons. First of all, to promote the charity. Second of all, to get everything set up so that the hosts and the runners can talk for like 30 seconds and get all that one last setup. And when the first St. Jude ad played, one of the other volunteers had this Roblox thing that popped up, and it said, you have sick Roblox loot waiting for you. And it was like on top of like the kid's face as it was like showing it. It was poor timing on Twitch's part there. But at least we had sick Roblox loot. And really that's the important takeaway here. So if you guys have Twitch Prime, you've got sick Roblox loot waiting for you. Oops. Heck. Oh my god, why literally every time I've used the ocarina I've messed it up. Okay, so we're on our way to the next dungeon. Now there's supposed to be a side quest, but we're actually going to end up skipping it because we are legends. So another interesting aspect about the ocarina glitch is that pretty much every actor, not actors, but things like people, enemies, and all that stuff, they stop becoming solid, so we can just walk through them and climb these stairs. And if you missed it the first time, don't worry, because we're doing it again. Oh yeah, we were totally supposed to figure out Twitch Prime. Whoops. Okay, I'm only like 3.5 minutes behind my PB, which actually isn't too bad. Pretty sure that's still sub-myth. Alright, so this dungeon actually has some pretty cool movement if I don't kill myself immediately when I get into the dungeon. You can go like this, and then that hits this switch. That's like the coolest part of the dungeon, and I ruined it. I also hit that guy, which was pretty cool, I guess. There are two bombs there that I just hit. I never hit that bomb though. It's really hard. But you can. It's always fun to try. That being said, if I get hit by fire here, I can actually move the speed of the boots, but I still have full control over Link, and I can pretty much cancel it whenever I want if my mashing is good enough. Hit this here. Oops. Hit this here, and then we'll need the bombs and the lantern. Not your most common equipment loadout, but that's what we need here. So the lanterns actually kill the whiz ropes in one hit, and the bombs do enough damage to kill the whiz ropes too. So by intelligent placement, we're gonna kill everything on the first cycle, except I might miss it. Never mind. We're good. We're so good at this game. Alright, so coming up is called the jump. That was the jump. We made it. That was the only jump in the game that we're gonna do. No, but that's actually a really neat a skip there. We skip a few rooms there. And technically it's not a glitch, so it's allowed in glitchless. Alright, so there's a few auto-scrollers coming up. We're just going to wait for platforms to move where they want us to go. So if there's a few donations, you have like a bit of time here.
Alrighty. Well, that's awkward. I was typing in Discord, but instead, let's talk about some incentives. How about that, Bob?
Sounds good to me.
So I want to get everybody thinking again about Ocarina of Time coming up in a couple hours tonight. and there is an incentive for that for the file name, same as Minish Cap. So let's try and get started to think about that a little bit early, so we maybe not have a snipe situation going down again.
Alright, so there's another trick with diagonal angle retention, and it also uses the Cane Apache. So as you saw, I sort of jumped at an angle. Oops, alright, we missed the bat. I jumped at an angle, and that let me go out of bounds, and that let me get a small key. And don't worry, because we're doing it one more time if you missed it. So by keeping a diagonal angle as I exit the hole, it lets me just jump at that weird angle and let me go out of bounds. Oops. This is called the Vilbel hop, for those curious and for those taking notes. And we're going to carry the small key to a bit later part of the dungeon. I almost used the wrong item there. Okay, so we're going to risk it a bit by using the boots here. I'll lose half a heart, but it lets me get this cycle earlier. But I should be fine though, there's a health coming up. Although dying in this dungeon is extremely punishing because we don't have a warp point yet. So let's not die. These guys do an entire heart of damage, by the way, so we're trying to not get hit here. Alright, so we got a small key there, we're going to use it here, and then we're going to use the previous small key on this door, and that lets us skip a different small key to get the boss key right here. And the boss key is important because getting the boss key is fast. So we're going to do the same trick that we did in Temple of Droplets, and that's going to be opening this door while the boomerang is being thrown, and that lets us go out of bounds. And thankfully, this boss door is on the same floor as the boss room, so we're just going to walk around out of bounds and make it all the way to the boss. And that skips a big chunk of the dungeon. Oops. It's pretty neat. Alright, so this is Georg. Georg is a flying fish in this game, and we just need to hit 3 of its eyes for it to let us hit all of its eyes. And we do that 3 times, and then win. No, 4 times in this fight, actually. We also spin attack the small Georg, and it's actually 50-50 whether or not our spin attack hits him twice or 3 times. Just because when Link does a spin attack, it actually does a circle and a half. So if Georg is on like the half that Link hits twice, then we can one cycle that eye. If not, we need to hit the eye 2 more times later. Oh no, okay, that's bad. Oh crap. Butterfingers. There you go. Oops. Alright, we're gonna get bullied a bit, but that's okay. And on the 3rd phase, we need to be careful because the blue Georg sort of does his rounds and he tries to break our clones. And if he does, that's not super great. That was actually a pretty good cycle, though. Or phase. And there we go. That was Georg. Sweet. So that's our last element. Now we can head to Dark Harrow Castle and do all the Dark Harrow Castle stuff. So we'll be there pretty shortly. Wait, who's a donut?
I can answer that one for you.
Go for it.
Ika donated $5 and said, CJ, it's a donut.
He is a donut. Alright, press 1 in chat if you want to see a real donut move, though. You love these moments? I don't know. I don't know. I think I need more incentive than that. One in chat. Alright. So we're going to take a little break here. So fun story, I've actually ran at GDQ twice. Once was actually Minish Cap, and once was a different game. This was at AGDQ 2016, and this is called Tag the Power of Paint. So I'm just going to make sure that we're not blasting everyone's ears out. Excellent. Alright, so this is Tag the Power of Paint. It's a first-person paint shooter game. The team that developed this game actually went on to develop these mechanics into Portal 2. So you might see some of these mechanics present themselves in that game, which is pretty neat. We're going to get a gun, and with this gun we're going to be able to paint around and use the paint powers to do stuff. I actually missed the first trick in the game, which was sort of sad. But you know what? It is what it is. Alright, so there's 9 levels in this game. It's a pretty short game, but it's still pretty fun. The game was actually free to play because it was sort of like a school project slash indie project. Oops, wow. Missed the angle. Alright. There you go. I'm not playing this on my regular mouse, unfortunately, so might be a bit awkward, but you know what? We're doing what we do best. Alright, so the red paint lets us go really fast. And since we're trying to go fast, the red paint helps a lot. We're actually going to be able to get red paint here. And then we can skip this cycle if I can get a good lineup and... Okay, well, I was a bit slow, so we wouldn't have had to do it anyways, but it still worked out. So with the red paint, we can make it back. Then we're going to just use the green paint to bounce ourselves against the wall here. Excellent, that was level 4. Alright, so from here on out, the levels get a bit longer. We're actually going to have the slightest angle here to be able to get onto this platform. And then jump here. And then this is actually the first level with a relatively decently sized skip in it. So by going and grabbing this checkpoint, these are checkpoints by the way, we're actually going to grab the red paint and we can either make it back to where the checkpoint was, which is a bit faster, or we can fail to jump and then go back where the checkpoint was. So we lost like 3 seconds there. That's fine. If I align this up correctly though, I can make it all the way onto this elevator. Excellent. And we're at the end of the level. Alright, so this is the train level. We can also paint little smiley faces. So this level has pretty tight cycles in it. I'm going to try to get the fastest cycle, obviously. But I am out of practice of this game because I literally just tried it for 5 minutes for a shitpost, and then I'm like, you know what? I like it. And up. And okay, we got the first difficult part. I'm going to turn around. No, I'm not going to make that. Okay, that's okay. We'll get the next train. Sometimes you just miss the train, you know? And jump over this item. Blue paint lets us stick up and walk on walls. So blue paint is going to be pretty useful. Right here. Alright, so the grates actually have pretty weird physics. They sort of let you slide on them. Sometimes you can actually get a boost of speed, which I did right there, which is really nice. And there's an invisible wall to the left, but it doesn't extend all the way up to the sky. I actually hit it there, but that's okay, because we're at the end of the level. Alright, level 8, I think. Yes, level 8. So here we're going to boost up and land on this pole. Excellent. We missed it up, but that's okay. And then this trick is a bit precise. So I'm going to need to get on this ledge and line it up as close to the corner as possible. And then I'm going to walk off and land right here. Ooh, basically made it. You know what? That was good enough. And that jump sort of happens sometimes, but that's okay. This is actually one of the longest levels, so that skip is actually super cool. And we're at the last level. This one has actually the hardest skip in the game that I'm going for anyways. There's a couple of like basically task only skips that obviously I'm not doing. Oh, am I high enough? I am, but I'm not making the skip because I got a bad bounce. That's fine. You would be able to get on that platform early, which is really cool, but it is what it is. So we'll just have to wait here. My Wii U is falling asleep. And jump on this. You need the timing of a god to do that, by the way. It's not for any mortal. Let's put this here. And I'm actually going to miss that cycle too because I missed the other cycle. Unfortunate. It's okay though. We're about to get red paint and then things are really going to start speeding up, and that's not a pun. Things are actually going to start going faster. Jump. And speed. And jump. And speed. And then there's these booster pads, which are pretty cool because they boost us up. We don't have blue paint yet, obviously, but we're getting it pretty fast. And hit up this one without falling. I actually missed it, didn't I? Wow. Alright, so we've got blue paint. We're actually just gonna skip another thing by going onto this platform and then jumping, which I did wrong. Heck. Okay. I'm gonna go onto this thing and jumping, which I did wrong again. Oh my god. He's throwing. And then jumping. There you go, we made it, guys. We're gonna get onto this block. This platform actually has weird physics. Sometimes it doesn't let you jump, even with the, oops, the green paint. And time would end if I was running a timer on this orb. So that was Tag the Power of Paint. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Anyways.
That was a pretty good quote, if I have to say so myself.
Thanks. It's actually a really cool game. It's also free to play. If you go to speedrun.com/tagthepowerofpaint, I think. The installer is in there. So we're back to Minish Cap. There's also minute-long cutscenes, so if you have any donations, now's a pretty good time.
Well, let's... We could figure out how to stop typing in Discord. That would be great. Not quite yet, but we're still chugging along here with St. Jude. So just a reminder for all you guys that this entire marathon this weekend is supporting St. Jude, and every donation we get is going towards helping fighting children's cancer with St. Jude. So
it is a noble cause. All right, that being said, I think I'll just tinker with the estimate because I can, and I sort of did a 5-minute run in the middle. There you go, we're going to be under estimate. Yeah, world record just finished. World record is a 1:37:31, I think. What happened? Don't worry about it. Alright, so here's when we figure out that Vaudi actually took over the king's body. Not took over the king's body. He put the king in prison, and then pretended he was the king by taking over his body. So he was the bad guy all along. The king was anyways for the last like half of the game. That being said, our boy Jeff is going to wake up after being knocked down by Vadi. Because although he gets knocked down, he gets back up again. So now we do have the 4 sword, which first of all lets us make 4 clones, or rather 3 clones plus the original Link. And then it also lets us unfreeze people that are rocks. Now if you guys remember from the beginning of the game, Zelda got stoned. So this is how we're going to save her. Also these guys got stoned too. We're just going to save them. There's also a really cool glitch here. By activating 2 cutters at the same time, I can walk while I'm supposed to be frozen. And I can unfreeze people while other people aren't unfreezing. And that saves about 7 seconds. Also, the sword gets glitched out here. Oops, there you go. Alright, so I learned better movement for when we come back through this room, because I was doing it wrong like for 1,000 years. We're going to do another Ocarina glitch here. So as a reminder, Ocarina glitch sort of lets you like stay on the highest layer that you're on, unless you're specifically trying to not be on that layer. Oops, oh no, that guy does a heart of damage. And what that's going to let us do is it's going to let us skip a small key that we're actually supposed to get from the king, but we're obviously not going to get. He's going to stay in prison. Oops. Unfortunate bonk. Alright, so we're actually going to leave the dungeon here. What that's going to do is it's going to reset our save warp point. Instead of being at the beginning of the sanctuary, or yeah, at the entrance of the sanctuary, it's going to be at the entrance right here. Because we'll be doing 3 saving quotes, I think. So it just cuts out a lot of movement. There's actually a pretty cool strat here. I'll see if I can get it, but I've been relatively inconsistent at it recently. By throwing a bomb here and placing myself here, there. Oh my god, I missed it. I missed the left statue. The bomb is supposed to hit the 2 left statues, and then you hit the 2 right ones, and that saves you, oops, from having to fuse links here. Alright, so this puzzle is actually pretty easy. There's also like 100 different ways to solve it, even if you don't count like task-only tricks. And they're also task-only tricks because you can like sort of hit diagonal tiles with it. You'll save fuse on the left and then the right. That saves a handful of frames. Optimally, it saves 8. I'm obviously not super optimal, so it probably saves around like 4 or something. Hopefully at least saves some of them, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, the second one in glitchless is dumb though. And there's actually a pretty good setup for it. Thanks to our boy Fire Turtle. So we got an Ocarina glitch back there, and then we're going to use the staircases in this room to climb a layer. There's no better staircases really. Sometimes this game's a bit deceptive where you'll have staircases, but it's not necessarily on a second layer. Since there's only 2 layers, you can't have like 3 layers, for example. So sometimes, even though there is a staircase, it's still just going to stay on the first layer, and that's not what we want. So we just have to trek to that room. And this is how we're going to get our second small key. And now we're going to do the exact same thing. Heck. So the Ocarina glitch is a frame-perfect trick. The fact that I've been getting it relatively consistently is actually pretty cool. Oops. But it is frame-perfect, and this game runs at 60 frames a second, so missing it a few times isn't that bad. If you go too early, you'll just like stand there and play the ocarina in front of the stairs. If you go too late, that's when you start climbing up and down the stairs. We're almost done. We're heading on our way. Oops, wow, okay, I was too high there. Or I was not high enough, rather. Alright, there's a sad time coming up ahead. This is the last Ocarina glitch of the run. I'm sad to say goodbye to. There's actually like a task-only Ocarina glitch that saves like 2 seconds into the task. But no one's going to do it RTA. So the 3 useful known ways of activating Ocarina Glitch are from a door, which we saw earlier, from staircases, which we saw earlier, and the last one is from cutscenes. My Ocarina was on the wrong button. Okay, so what happened there was I played the Ocarina instead of using the cape, and that deactivated the Ocarina Glitch, so I was actually soft-locked in that room. I wouldn't have been able to get out. So that was sort of big dumb of me. It's unfortunate. Yeah, Capcom was the one who published this game. This game and both the Oracle games on the Game Boy Color. And I think Link's Awakening, but I'm not 100% sure. Oops. Yeah, Capcom does more than just fighting games. Alright, so since we already got the key, this time we're not going to... Oops. We're not gonna play the Ocarina outside of the room where we can get the Ocarina Glitch. There we go. Alright, so just in case you missed it the first time, we can jump over these doors, as long as we're precise enough. There you go. And we're not going to make the same mistake again. To be fair though, one runner did make that mistake at AGDQ. Shoutouts to Charles. Oops. There we go. We got it, guys. Easy, first try, every time. Alright, so we need bombs and a sword, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. People are still debating whether the boomerang here is faster or the bow. In my opinion, they're the same speed because you still get to that platform at the same time. But the boomerang lets you kill these guys to get fairies. Ah, okay. Now, if I'm really bad here, I'm going to miss this. I missed this in practice the other day because I'm really bad. No! You can actually stun lock him against that door and get 7 hits in. But instead I'm just going to have to jump around and be a fool. Unfortunate. Was that too high? That might have been it. You hate to see it. Can't believe the marathon's gonna get off track because I missed that one trick that saves like 3 seconds. Ah! Oops, okay, fine. There we go. Alright, so this is another trick that literally only me and the task does. I'm gonna get burnt by this fire bar and it's gonna let me go super speed and it saves like relatively nothing, but it still looks really cool. Oops. There's 1 real ghost and 3 fake ghosts here. Ah, fuck. Oh no, this is actually really bad because they can chain grab me here. Okay, that's fine. We got out of it. You do that? Good man. Flex on everyone else. Excellent, and we got our 4th key. $148. Oh, yikes. Whoops. It's all good. Alright, so we're gonna get the boss key and then we'll be in the final boss. Alright, so before we get to Vadi, there's like trials sort of thing, which is basically a story excuse at putting content before the final boss. The rooms are actually pretty cool. The way it was implemented is a bit lazy in my opinion, but it makes up for the fact that the rules are really cool. The rooms. I'm sorry to have the cape equipped. What's my nip? I have no idea. I just do what I learned, man. Alright, so there is a manipulation here. I'm gonna try to do it. I've been doing it since we save and quitted since the last key. If this guy charges, that means we did it right. I did it wrong. Excellent. Oh, wait. Saved. That was planned. No, I missed him. Alright, we're just gonna do these guys casually then. By using the cape, you can jump diagonally and sort of catch these guys off guard, which is pretty good. Probably the most efficient way of dealing with them. There you go. Not too bad. Alright, so Vadi has 3 phases. We call them Vadi 1, 2, and 3. I think it's Vadi Transfigured, Vadi Reborn, and Vadi's Wrath is actually what the game calls them. But yeah, Vadi 1, 2, and 3. First one, we just need to hit his eyes, and then there's a big eye that opens in the middle. As with every single other Zelda boss in every single other video game, the eyes are the things that you need to hit. If this guy gets too far into the wall, you can't really hit him. Oh my god. Oops, I thought that I was further than that. It was. There we go. Reborn, Transfigured, Wrath. Damn it, I was close. Ah, okay, we're on fire. Oh my god, okay, we're low on health. Normally there's like these black orbs that surround his eyes, but by using the Ghost Jar right on his core, we can just dispel all the orbs before they, or before his eyes actually get out of him, which is pretty convenient for us. Oops. Oh my god, please. Oh, he had 1 hit left? Seriously. Random muscle memory? What? I don't do rando. My brain is not big enough. Also, I don't have that much free time because CJ owns my soul. Alright, so the first cycle is always the bottom 4 eyes. So that's pretty easy. Oops, nice. After that, it gets random, but it should be not too bad. There is a sort of, I guess it would be a glitch. It's sort of unintended, but you can do this fight in 3 cycles instead of 4. Ooh, that didn't look promising though. We'll see it. Alright, so it's always 4 eyes, sort of side by side sort of thing, like in a C shape. Oops, alright. So that still looked like cycle 1, I think. I think the actual first cycle didn't go too well, but I'll treat this as if this was actually cycle 3, just in case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin attack him, and then I'm going to turn around really fast and slash. And if this is the actual quote-unquote 3rd cycle, buddy. There you go. Ooh. If this is the 3rd cycle, he would die here. Never mind. Okay, that's fine. Oh boy, okay. Oh boy, oh, come on. Be nice. There you go. We're at the final boss. Not the final boss, there was one more phase after this. Oh no. Okay, we still got it. Excellent. So the run's winding down. For those of you who like SpeedDocs, they actually made 2 videos on this game. There's a longer one and a shorter one, but it covers pretty much the entire history until the current record. So if you guys want to check that out, it's really well made, in my opinion. Then again, I did help make it, so I'm a bit biased. That being said, we're about 3 minutes from time, and there's about a minute-long cutscene here. So if we have any last donations from the run, now's a good time. Pengu actually might be getting set up. Okay, that's fine. I'll fill the time instead. I'm biased, but so are you guys. Exactly. It's very well made. Alright, so this is the last phase. Optimally, this will take me like 2 minutes, hopefully. So, you know what? We're doing pretty good. I'm actually gonna blow the estimate, rip. It's okay. They knew what they were asking me when they asked me to do this on 4 hours of sleep. Alright, so there's a specific attack that I want him to do, which is this one, where he's gonna bury his hand. And if I can get him like this, I can actually do a task thing. Oh, actually I missed it, okay. But if you get him like on the frame he pops out, there's like a task only trick where you just hold down and you sort of clip into the door. Which is pretty neat. Yo, it's a spiral. Wait, what angle retention? You mean portal items? Very different, but no. I'm not smart enough to do portal items. That's 8. Excellent. Alright, so assuming everything goes... Update estimate? I only have one hand right now, I can't do it. Assuming everything goes according to plan, which it won't, we should be just about done here. Well, I'm way under. This is my first time playing the game, actually. I'm surprised I'm doing it so fast. Bomb swag? Good idea. Actually was completely good and I forget it. But you reminded me. And... damn it. Time. There you go. I'm gonna hit my own timer, so I can. 156.54. That was 2 runs, by the way. So you know what? I can't say it's too bad. I am probably going to go to bed, because CJ didn't let me sleep last night. Yeah, we're gonna upload the Let's Play to YouTube, don't worry about it. But yeah, that was Minish Cap. Really cool game. This game has a monthly race on the first Saturday of each month. So if you guys want to check it out, it's hosted on either Zelda Speedruns or Zelda Speedruns 2, whichever one's free at the time. So check those out. If you guys want to learn the game, lots of resources. Check out the Discord, check out speedrun.com, all the normal stuff that you would check out. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.